All right, let's pick up with where we left off. This is 12 through 17. The point -410 lies on the terminal side of an angle in standard position. Determine the exact values of the 6 trigonometric functions of the angle. All right, -410. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're right here. So here's our angle, and we can use this right here as theta prime. Make it with the x-axis always. That's 4, and let's actually use -4 there, and that is 10. Now, r, -4 squared plus 10 squared equals r squared, and that's 16 plus 100, which is 116. That's r squared. All right, I need the square root of 116 simplified here a little bit, which would be r, and 4 goes into 116. 4 times 29. So this looks like 2 radical 29. This is 2 radical 29 that we'll be simplifying when we have to. All right, so sine of theta is equal to the opposite, 10 over 2 radical 29, which I'm going to multiply by radical 29 on the top and bottom. I'm also going to cancel this out and make 5 here. So I'm looking at 5 radical 29 over 29, sine of theta. Cosine of theta equals the adjacent side, which is -4, over the hypotenuse, which is 2 radical 29. And that is, well, let's multiply by square root of 29 on the top and bottom. I'll make that -2 here. So we're looking at -2 radical 29 over 29. That's cosine. Tangent of theta equals opposite, 10, over adjacent, -4, which is -5 halves. Sine, cosine, tangent. Let's do cosecant. And let's see, what did we have here? We had 5 over radical 29, so I'm going to write that as radical 29 over 5, cosecant theta. Okay, secant theta. Let's see, where did we get to here? This is -2, so let's go negative radical 29 over 2 when we simplify. Just cancel that part out and then flip it over. Don't worry about this part. That was to rationalize the denominator for the other part of the function. And then cotangent of theta, I'm going to write -2/5. Okay. 18 through 22. Find the exact 6 trigonometric functions of theta if tangent of theta, and we got one of them here, is -15/8. All right, well, let's get the easy one out of the way. Cotangent of theta would be -8/15. Now let's get our triangle drawn. Sine is negative. Let's kind of get our drawing here. Sine is negative in these 2 quadrants. The tangent is negative. And tangent is sine, which is a negative, over cosine, which has to be a positive. So we're in this area right here. And the tangent of theta is like 15. That's the sine. So I'm going to go 15 units here and 8 units here. I'm going to draw that right there. And when I make that triangle with the x-axis, I'll put theta right here, or theta prime. And this is negative 15 here. This is 8 units here. And let's figure out what r is. 8 squared plus negative 15 squared equals r squared, and that's 64 plus 225, that's 289. This is a Pythagorean triple. 17 is r. So this is 17 right here. All right, now we are in business, and we won't have as much simplifying to do here. The cotangent. We got the tangent, cotangent. Let's go sine of theta is the opposite, negative 15 over the hypotenuse, 17. Sine cosine of theta is the adjacent, 8 over 17. See how the sine is negative and the cosine is positive, the way we found how we drew this? Tangent, cosecant of theta is negative 17/15, and the secant of theta is 17/8. All right, one more problem. Okay. A company that produces snowboards forecasts monthly sales of the next 2 years to be S equals 23.1 plus 0.442t plus 4.3 times cosine of pi t over 6, where S is measured in thousands of units and t is the time in months. T equals 1 corresponds to January 20th, 2020. Okay, February, that would be the second month, so I'm going to write t equals 2. We're just going to predict the sales. T equals 2. I think here, let's add 12 to that, 12 months. That would be t equals 14. January, so June is the 6th month. So let's go t equals 6 here. In June 2021, 6 and 12 make 18. All right, so we just got to plug that in to a calculator that works. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hit y equals, clear this. Looks like some pretty good sine regression problems there. So let's put 23.1 plus 0.442x plus 4.3 cosine, and we got the parentheses put in for us there already. Heck, let's use the pi symbol. That's second in here. Pi x divided by 6. Okay. So, I think I've got that put in correctly. And S is measured in thousands of units. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna look at the table set. I hit second and then window, and that gave me table, and just go by ones. That's by months. I'll just look at these up in the table. All right. So when t is 2, we are at 26.134 thousands. Let's just move that 3 places. That's 26,134 boards. When t is 14, 31.438. That looks like 31,438. 31,438 boards. At T is 6. Oh, I got to move it on the X. Looks like 21,452. And at T equals 18, 26,756. I just moved that decimal 3 times. That's the same as multiplying by 1,000, because that's the number of thousands of boards. And these are all boards there. Okay. I will see you after you look at this.